Today, I'm happy to say we have with us Kevin Bruner from CD Baby, which was one of the very earliest companies to help artists go out and distribute and promote their music. So I think we have him on Skype here today if all is going well. There he is. Hey, Kevin, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing well. How are you, Steve?
Kevin is not just an executive, he's a musician himself, aren't you?
Yes, I am. The first time I came across CD Baby was when I was looking for a way to distribute my own album. So,
well, what better endorsement could they have than somebody who was there trying to make it work for them, now working for the company? Excellent stuff. Used to be 5 or 6 ways to get your records out there, and they were all big companies. Today, not true. There are lots of options out there for artists to distribute and promote their music. Tell me why, or tell our viewers why they should be thinking about CD Baby as that option.
The thing I love about CD Baby, more so than any of the other options out there, is just the great story and kind of tradition of what made the company what it is today. It was an independent artist that was kind of ran into what you were saying. There was only certain companies that would allow people to distribute music, and they all told him they weren't interested. So what he did was he started selling it on his own website, and his friends said, hey, we've been having the same problem. We want to sell our music as well. And it just kind of snowballed organically into this this giant distribution company of independent artists. And most of us working here are independent artists as well. The whole kind of ethos of the company was set up with solving problems for artists with the artist perspective in mind. It wasn't founded on a bunch of business guys that saw an opportunity to take advantage of a need in the market. It was really artists trying to just do something good to help each other out. And that is kind of how we, what keeps us coming to work every day. And I think, the way we've structured the business and kind of the things we're headed to in the future really point to that fact.
Some of the greatest things in the world happened after somebody said no, and that person said, fuck the gatekeepers, I'm doing it. I don't give a shit about your... Okay, enough on that high road here. Let's talk about some of the things that actually happened. In addition to putting digital files out there, unlike some of your cohorts in the business, you guys distribute physical product as well as digital product. Talk about that, if you will.
Originally, when the company started, that's all there was CDs. So artists were sending us CDs, and we would warehouse them and ship them out all over the world for them. Obviously, now we sell digital downloads, and we distribute to iTunes and all the digital aggregators that matter. Interesting fact is last year in 2012, our CD sales were actually up over the previous year, which was unexpected for us, but we've been working some deals on the CD side to still improve that and make it a viable revenue source for artists. So I think it's still a very important part of the overall revenue picture for artists that are trying to, make a living off their music. If you ever stop by CD Baby here in Portland, Oregon, just right outside my office, there's a warehouse with over 1.6 million CDs sitting there. So if you ever want to stand in a room and see how many units you would have to sell to go platinum, you can get a good sense for it.
So hard to imagine them all stacked up. I got to tell you, I don't miss that part of the music business, trying to stack all those CDs. You also distribute digitally to any number of outlets. Talk about that, if you will.
Obviously, iTunes and Amazon are the ones that people are most familiar with, but there's a lot of other great services popping up. Some of them that are popping up outside of the U.S., and that's something that a lot of artists, I always tell artists that they tend to have a very American-centric view of their career when there's a global world that, they have a global reach now. And there's a lot of stores and ways people like to enjoy music outside of the U.S. that's different than what we're accustomed to. But yeah, Spotify is obviously gaining serious traction with people being able to just stream anything and artists getting paid per stream compared to what they're used to getting paid for a download or paid for a CD purchase. So there's new revenue streams popping up, new ways people are enjoying music. One of the things that we're really excited about here is we've this past year launched a sync licensing program where we're helping artists monetize things like YouTube. And the interesting thing is it's not something that the artists have changed their habits now, so now there's this money. It's just that we're allowing that channel to that revenue stream to flow to them, and they're just continuing to do what they do on YouTube. They're just making money from it now.
Yeah.
And so we've already paid out. We've just had a couple payouts, and it's already been over $100,000. And we're told the next payout for the next quarter is probably going to be triple that. So it's just this new thing, new revenue streams opening up, and it's very exciting.
Licensing is a big part, I think, of the music business today, bigger today than it ever was, because there's so many more outlets for music: YouTube, video games, cable channels, ad infinitum. How did you guys get into that side of it? Was that just a natural growth of what you guys are doing that made you decide to offer services beyond just distribution and putting your records in stores?
We just started getting these inquiries from film and TV wanting to license tracks. And I started a little sync licensing division here for CD Baby a while back, and it wasn't quite the right fit for what we needed to do here, but we saw some great traction and opportunity. It just, we have a giant catalog, and we like to put the whole catalog to work, not just single out a few artists. So we partnered with a company called Rumblefish, and the interesting thing that they're trying to do is focus on more of the consumer demand for sync licensing, and they've kind of branded it micro sync, and the idea that there's billions of videos being uploaded to YouTube, and a lot of these content creators want music, and instead of trying to just focus on the 10,000 music supervisors globally that are placing music and film and TV, they're another gatekeeper, as they've become to be known as. They stand in front of the gate, allowing, deciding who gets picked. We've decided that there's opportunity to go after the consumer market as well, for all the folks that are creating their vacation videos, their cat videos that get 10 million views, anything that they want to use put music to, licensing, and then not only does the artist get a small sync fee for that, but they make money off of the ad revenue generated on YouTube. So it's kind of a different view of sync.
To compete in the space, I presume, you have to constantly be innovating. You have to be looking at new ways to reach your customer. Obviously, licensing was one of those. Anything else that you guys are working on that our viewers would be interested in knowing about? We
have a new product launching very shortly that's going to be a game changer for us, and I think for the industry at large, and it's basically along the lines of royalty collection, and making sure that artists are getting all the royalties that are due to them. It's kind of an interesting place we are with digital music, and all the different types of usages. There's all these different mechanicals being generated, performance royalties, things that have been a little trickier to track down, and artists haven't, especially the independent artist, has not been able to tap into those. So we're working to solve that problem for them. For some of our artists, it's going to be a big payday, because if they've been selling a lot in overseas, like in the UK, in Europe, people getting lots of Spotify plays, there's a lot of royalties that haven't been flowing to them that they will now get. And for other artists, we're trying to make sure that they're registered with performance rights organization properly, that they are set up to make sure that their music will make maximum revenue for them. So that's kind of our focus coming up.
I so appreciate you taking the time to come in and talk with us today, digitally speaking, of course. And I guess you're free now to go hook up your snowboard and get the hell out of there.
I'm going to do that.